Hello and welcome to PlayStation Unchained, episode whatever number we're on right now, because I have not numbered them for ages. I'm your host, Chili. We're going to bring up such topics as Borderlands 3 and Tim leaving. Man, welcome back, Tim.
Hey.
Tim is a host. Yay, Tim.
Hey.
How are you, Tim?
Okay.
We missed you. It's been a while. It's been all of the whiles. Also, my square. So, what you been up to?
Some video games.
All of the video games. I heard you've had a decisive opinion about a game recently. Yeah?
What?
Divisions?
What? Oh, what about it?
How are you enjoying the Divisions?
Oh, boy. Pretty fun.
So, yeah. And Gary. Hey, Gary. Tweet.
Sup?
How are you
yo,
doing?
Sup? I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you doing?
I am not too bad, thank you. I heard you are also playing the Divisions.
I am very much playing the Divisions, and I am in love with the Divisions.
You know what? Well,
very, very much.
What you been doing in it?
Pretty much trying to finish the story. I just reached end game, which opens up like a billion things to do now.
End game is true game.
Yeah, that's what they say, unfortunately. But no, I've been thoroughly enjoying it. So, yeah.
Now, I heard that the Division has a little Easter egg for the new Assassin's Creed.
Supposedly, yes.
Where it supposedly might be based on Norse mythology.
Yeah. Well, not Norse mythology, but Vikings.
Vikings.
Yes. Next Assassin's Creed game may take place during the Viking era, which I am very much okay with. If it's not feudal Japan, I will take Vikings.
One could say they could reuse the assets from For Honor.
Yeah, that's true. They could. A lot of the assets from there. But no, I love Vikings. That's one of my favorite time periods to learn about and talk about. So, I'm so stoked if it's true.
For those that want to know...
That just means Navy combat is becoming prominent probably this time.
Well, yeah, because they're making a spin-off based on Navy combat, so it would make sense that they just plump that into the next game as well.
Well, this is the second time. I mean, they did a spin-off with Black Flag.
Yeah.
Well, technically, that was Assassin's Creed 4, I guess.
Yeah.
But they took the best thing of 3 and made it into a full game.
Skull and Bones isn't the full game.
It's the games for service game.
Yeah, they'll probably just use that in the in whatever the new Assassin's Creed is called. Assassin's Creed Viking Journeys or something.
Don't get me wrong, I'll be super interested. I want to do the raiding and pillaging, probably not the raping.
I hope they call it Valkyrie.
That'd be a good name. Yeah. And have a female as the main character.
Just
to rub it in some people's face.
I think that's going to be a norm now. You get to choose between male or female.
No choice. You're just female. Rub it in their faces this time.
Yeah, let us have that. I'm fine with that.
I'll be okay with that. I'm not going to complain about that. Viking women were kind of terrifying, so...
In this last game, what's his name? The brother in Odyssey, thank you. He was really mediocre, like his voice actor and just blah. And even a Mark from the site, like he always goes with male characters just because it's just something that he can relate to better being male. So like this is his thing. And he even said that he made the wrong choice in being
Alexios.
Yeah.
Much better. So much better.
Yeah.
I always play as the male character, but at the same time, I it's not like I ever complain that I have to be a female.
I always pick female characters because I want to. But yeah, no, like, yeah, Viking times, I will be all down for that. Like, literally. I hope it's like Vikings come to America and have to face off against the Native Americans. That would be awesome.
Okay, I want to talk about this quickly, just because it reminds me of the thing from the NES days, but expensive. The 3D rudder, the motion controller route. So if you want to be lazy and play PSVR, which I like to be because I'm lazy, they're making a motion control board, which you can play 3D games. But the thing is, though, it's 120 quid. It's not worth it.
What is this?
The 3D rudder. Basically, it's something you put under your feet so you can move about in the games without actually having to stand up.
Oh, so they just want people to break their faces now.
Yeah.
It's bad enough I hit shit everywhere around me just sitting down with a headset on. Now they want me to stand on something.
Well, no, it's designed so you can sit down and do it. Because certain games will want you to stand up because of the movement. Mm-hmm. This will allow you to sit down and just stand on it. But it's 120 quid for what is essentially just a Wii balance board.
Man,
laziness costs money, dude.
Yeah, I mean, dude. Not that much money.
People will buy anything to think that they're losing like 10 calories a day.
I would pay 60 quid maybe for this. But yeah, so yeah, PSVR, £120. If you don't want to move but want to move, you can now move but without moving. You too can be lazy.
That's my favorite kind of moving.
Look, I don't know about you guys, but I move a lot when I'm playing games. Hell, I was doing.
Fish. I was playing games.
Really? Well, like it was funny actually. I scared myself in a way. There's a moving pharmacy called Rescue where the healer can pull you towards them. I didn't even notice that. I didn't know that they were going to do it on me, and they did it during the O12S fight, and I literally jumped in real life as I got teleported in game. My body just like what? Now I'm going to do this quickly because I want to promote this article because it's important for people who like Borderlands, but I also want to do it quickly because I know how much Gary hates Gearbox. So I'm going to do this fast.
You don't have to do it fast, man. Take your time. You love it.
No, I didn't. Tim wrote it.
No, I said you love it.
Oh, okay. But Tim wrote this article, really. Wink, wink.
He should get a lot of the limelight then.
What did I do?
Borderlands. Basically, the remaster is having loads of issues if you're trying to play online, especially if you're just randomly trying to join people. But after spending a few hours, me and my friend found out that one of the easiest ways to get the online working is actually to open your router settings from your PC. So you need your IP address of your router, plus your admin password to log in. And then you have to access the port forwarding settings on your router, which I can't tell you how to do unless you look it up, because each router can have different settings for each, mine was under advanced, then it was under application settings, while my friend had it under firewall and port forwarding. You'll have
some routers have it under port forwarding, and some of them are just under super cryptic verbiage.
Yeah, this was under something like application settings. And then you have to enter the numbers 2900 and 777. The full list of them is on our website, psu.com. And we found that once we did that, I was able to connect to him. He still can't connect to me, though. But I can connect to him. So we at least got it working, sort of. But if you try and do matchmaking, you can't do matchmaking because other people don't do this because they, what other game has you go into the router settings just to get it to work online?
A Gearbox game?
Spoilers. Only Gearbox games. Well, no, because that's not joking though. Because even Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel, it seems that the update to update them to 4K, it seems that it screwed up the network settings for those as well, and people have to do it for that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I haven't been able to test it myself, but I'm just hearing from certain people that they've had to do it. And those need different ports in the remastered version, so you have to look for different ones to find which ones work for you.
No, this makes me not want to even bother with 3. It's going to be this big of a chore.
Yeah. Hell, I can't say much. I can't. I hate it, but I'm still annoyed that I couldn't get the loot box edition for free. Sold out too fast.
For free?
No, number 3.
Oh, I thought you said for free. I was like, oh, I wonder why you didn't get it.
I do have the super duper edition of Borderlands pre-ordered though, which was £80. 80 whole pounders.
I would feel sorry, but I don't. So.
Look, it comes with the season pass and butt stallion gear. That's all I need.
Oh, so they're still doing season passes?
Yeah, of course they are. Borderlands. I think they were the first company to do season passes.
I think that was EA, dude.
Borderlands 1 had a season pass, and that was really early on.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I knew there was a reason I hated that.
Yeah. Borderlands 1 was like 2007, I think. But yeah. Borderlands. Gary doesn't like it, but I can't wait.
Whoa. I never said I didn't like Borderlands. I said I didn't like Gearbox.
Aye. But we can all agree Randy Pitchford is the worst.
He's single-handedly the worst person in the industry.
Oh, no, I wouldn't go that far. I
Who's
wouldn't go
worse?
that far. Notch, the guy who made Minecraft.
How is he the worst? He sold the studio and he's living large.
Because you haven't seen what he's done since then. Yeah, he's the worst.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a bigot.
Yeah.
Well, when you have the money, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, he still gets royalties, but they took his name off of everything.
Yeah, they took his name off because they used to say happy birthday. But they got rid of that.
Yeah, they don't want anything to do with him directly anymore. Only obligatory information.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit.
So, anyway, enough about
I don't know
arseholes.
anything about him, so.
Let's go move on to our next topic that will make us look arseholes. And this is the main topic of today's show, so we'll see how it goes. I can never say the name of the words, the games, but Sekiro.
Sekiro? Mm-hmm.
Their hips don't lie.
God damn it. I want that to be the name now.
Fine, I'll name that the podcast.
Oh my God.
There's been some controversy recently because From Software games are known for their spicy difficulty. Let's just go with that. And, well, some people just can't do that different type of difficulty and struggle because it's a bit too spicy for them. So I would like to hear your opinions on the idea of possibly having an easy mode in Sekiro, The Hips Don't Lie. Tim, we'll go with you because I know you've got slightly different opinions than both me and Gary.
I don't know if it's really that different. I think accessibility is very, very important, and it should be an option no matter what, really, because it comes down to everything comes down to sales at some point, right? And
Yeah.
like, you can have an elitist mentality all you want, and that's fine because you have a vision, and that's basically how these games are. at the same time, you're limiting yourself by not having options. And the people who want to play these games in these back-breaking difficulties will.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of ways to go around those kind of things if you want to if you want to cater to both ends. Like, if you really want to be that person that, you know, creates hard games, like, you can make, I don't know, you can make ways around it. And
yeah, well, you got to remember the director himself wants to make more accessible games. Also, he's stated that before, and people have attacked him for that. So,
well, you know, fans.
Oh, too bad they don't have a choice but to do it.
Yeah.
Like, the thing with fans that frustrates me is that, like, they're very attached to their content, and I can appreciate that. But this isn't a backyard treehouse club.
Yeah.
This is a group of people's livelihood. This isn't just them waiting for their fans to go, oh, we love the shit out of what you're doing, keep doing it.
Yeah.
They are trying to survive by creating what they want to create. And the best way to do that is to make content that caters to both ends.
Yeah. You can't just focus on the hardcore aspect of stuff, because then you're marketing out so many other casual players, which is a lot of people. I hate to use the word casual, though. The general market.
Equally so, what's frustrating about this is that the difficulty in From Software games is unique.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just hard, it's unique. It's that sense of earned reward. Like, so there's an element there that's very important to have, but it's very limiting of the game itself. Like, you can have, like, you know, maybe 1 million people who like it and break their backs and buy the games. And sure, buying the game is good enough, but if they're not finishing the games, you know, like, for instance, if they're not finishing Sekiro, they're going to go, oh, well, I couldn't finish this one, so why get the next one?
Yeah.
Because, like, well, I guess a good example of this would be, I don't know about a good example, actually, because they'd probably just get into a conversation about elitist fan base, but you have Dark Souls, which was pretty hard, not like, you know, crazy, but you know, pretty hard. And then you have Dark Souls 2, which is arguably the easiest Souls game by a wide margin, and fans hated it, but there were more people that said they liked it for that reason. Like, they liked it because they could play it and finish it and access it while still being able to capture that sense of challenge.
I also think fans hated it because it wasn't made by From Software.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Yeah.
But it's odd because that's a game that I have never played too, and it's mostly because of the few people who talk about it say that it's too easy. So I'm thinking, I don't know, because you know the game is based on difficulty, and that's what it's supposed to be. So I looked at 2 and I went, whatever. I mean, I own it, right? Is it over? I think I own it.
Well, if you own the collection, then you own it.
No, I don't.
By the way, I still find it funny. It took like almost a year for that to come out here.
Yeah, you know.
It reminds me of the old PS1 days.
What is it? I can't remember his name, and I should remember his name because I love his game. But the creator of Celeste talked about ways that the Sekiro game could be accessible, and it comes down to having those things as like hidden options. Have like lower difficulty, or like not even lower difficulty necessarily, but like have an option in the settings, like at the main menu or whatever, that allows for, like, I don't know, infinite gourds, like, you know, infinite ways to heal, or infinite resurrections. So it's like you still have to go through of learning with the core of the game, but you're not having to stop and reset and restart and start over from the beginning. And you know.
Yes, for those
Like, you
people
still
that
struggle
want to,
like everyone else does.
yeah, it's
but
for those that
you
want to
have the
enjoy it a
ability
little bit
to
more.
keep going without.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel like you can't get there. And there are ways to do it, and if they really wanted to, they really would. And I feel like this being an Activision game, they would have made it more accessible. Like, they would have been looking over their shoulder going, dude, we got to get the COD boys in here.
Oh, God. No.
Run, actually.
That sounds horrible.
Because I think that would be the only good thing that Activision could do working with From Software.
Yeah. Except for the COD boys, I don't want...
That I really
as much as I love the... Because I don't play From Software games because they're too hard for me. Well, I'd say that I don't play them because they get lost too easily. Because I don't have a direction sense. The combat I can actually do. I just get lost trying to... I got lost in Bloodborne trying to get out of Old Yarn, and I was in there for hours. I couldn't... Wasn't until someone pointed out there's a gate there. I'd walked past the gate many a times. But because I have no direction sense, I had no idea how to get out.
There are ways to do it, and they're just not doing it for some reason.
Yeah.
They need to...
But yeah, no Call of Duty fanboys, please. I don't want...
Like, it's always going to be my thing. Like, there's a way to reach a lot of people while still being complicated. And if you can't figure it out, then that's on you. It's not the fault of the players.
I don't want to get
it
5 kills.
Never be considered the fault of the players. Because one point, I remember I remember reading an article from, I think it was Kotaku. One of the articles they had was referring to players that physically are unable to play hard games like this, but they really want to.
Yeah.
There should be something. There should be an option at accessibility. And I mean, if they really want to keep to the elitism of the game, they can, block trophies for that. Like, you don't get the trophy unless you beat it on whatever they would call like standard mode or hard mode or whatever.
Yeah.
And there are so many ways to do it while still getting people to play your game and enjoy their game.
Yeah.
And
I don't see the issue of... I know this will sound sacrilege to...
It's on the company. It's not on the players. It's not on people who can't, quote, can't get good or whatever.
Yeah. I know this is sacrilege.
And limitations.
Tim, can you hear me?
It's the fans. It's the bad fans.
It
who
sure is.
Are making things worse.
Hello, Tim?
Appreciate loving your fan base. God damn it.
Tim, what? Do la 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 la. Okay, Tim can't hear me. I thought so. So while Tim takes a breath and works out what's going on, I'm going to say this. Hell, I don't even see... I know this is going to hurt so many fanboys right now, and I'm going to get so many hate messages, but I don't see the issue with them making an easy mode and just scaling down how much health the enemies have to help with the combat system. They should still do the amount of damage they do in the normal mode, but just make it so the combat's a little faster so people don't struggle so much. But that's just me. Also, I hate maps. And also, Gary's quiet.
Well, you guys were talking, so I don't want to get in.
Do la la la.
By the way, Tim, I heard everything you were saying, so...
Yeah, we heard everything.
Yeah, so don't worry about that. But I think the big problem for me here is I think there should be an easy mode. Because for, like, you guys already touched upon it quite a bit, is like for accessibility. There is this huge fan base of people who keep hearing how great From Software games are. Their games keep winning all these awards, but they can't play them. And to attack these fans from like the hardcore player base, to attack these casual fans, telling them these stupid fucking things like to get good. It's like, don't tell me to get good. I've been good before you were even born. When I was fucking playing through Ghosts and Goblins and Super Castlevania.
And Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Why don't you go and beat those games and tell me how to get good? Because those games actually required you to be good. Souls games, in my opinion, and Sekiro and Bloodborne, a lot of these games, they don't require as much skill, in my opinion. They require exploitation. You find how to exploit the enemies, and you take that and you use that to your advantage.
Well, that's like basically any game.
Hey, Tim. We missed you. Yeah.
I think everything's working now.
Yay.
So telling people who want to play these games but aren't able to because they don't have the time or the dedication to throw into this hardcore game is bullshit. And these people just need to shut the fuck up.
Sure, you're like 10% of people, right? And you might find it important that you love it so much and you're locked in on it and you're one of the few people that can do it. But what's going to happen when you're up on that ivory tower and nobody else can play any of these games because the company has to shut down because nobody else wants to buy them? What are you going to do then? Just enjoy the fact that you played them for a couple years and now you get to enjoy your sense of elitism while you get nothing out of it? You can't even talk to anybody about it? What are you hoping to achieve by that level of elitism? Just I don't get it. Like the point of another point of games is to share them and to be able to talk to people about them in some way or another. And just saying, "Oh, I beat all the games, you suck." What kind of conversation is that? It makes you look like a dumb bastard. What are you getting out of it? You're not doing anything favors for your fandom. You're not doing any favors for yourself, and you're not doing any favors for the people you're talking to. You're just lollygagging on with stupid bullshit. The industry is for everybody. Help them get there. It doesn't matter what you may have at stake personally with beating a game that's super hard. Who the hell cares? What does that get you? What does that get anybody? There's no reward in you holding on to this elitism. It needs to be something that everybody can at least contribute to in some form or another. This is a community, not a hierarchy. Fuck off. Just get your shit together and stop. Sorry, I'm pissed.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I hate this so much, dude. There should be a sense of difficulty. There should be a sense of whatever. And like there is so much reward that comes out of finally being able to do it the old-fashioned way. But if nobody even gets a chance to start or continue, what's the point of it even existing? Like what does it do for anybody?
It does nothing. But
I ran into this with Devil May Cry 5 when I said in my review that I felt that the game on the highest difficulty you can play it at when you buy it, which is, I believe, like the normal difficulty or the hard difficulty.
Oh, no, you got Dante Must Die mode, right?
You have to unlock that.
Yeah.
When you get the game, the highest difficulty that you have in that game, I said was a little too easy.
Yeah.
And I got attacked for it. And some guy told me, like, you have to play this game on the highest difficulty to enjoy the combat at Devil May Cry. Like, no, I don't.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Why do I have to? Why do I have to play it on Dante Must Die mode?
Well, no, Dante Must Not Die is not highest level difficulty as it is.
I know it's not. I think it's, what is it, Heaven and Hell? Where
Hell
you
and
die
Hell,
in
I
one
think.
hit and everybody...
Hell and Hell.
Hell and Hell.
Hell and Hell is the one. You die in one hit, but everything else is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, for me to have to play on that difficulty to enjoy the game, kiss my ass. That's going to piss me off even more, and if I played on that difficulty, I would have given it an even lower score.
And that takes you, like, so much time to get invested in it. Like,
well, you gotta beat so many versions to unlock it, right? You gotta beat hard, then you gotta beat Dante Must Die, and then you gotta beat Heaven and Hell. Then you get Hell and Hell.
So you have to slog through a pile of shit to get to the point where it's okay.
Yeah.
And that makes no sense to me either.
And spoilers, as reviewers, we're not going to spend that much time.
We don't have time to spend that much time. We have to get through the game as quickly as possible to get it by embargo. People don't... getting through a Souls game when you get it, 3 days before embargo is not fun. That's going to break you. It's going to break your soul, and you're never going to want to play that game.
Yeah, okay, if it were 3 days, that maybe, not. Still. But when you get it a day before, hint.
And hell,
I'm just saying.
I'll admit though, I've played so many games. I'm gonna say this now. I've played so many games where I've had to review it on easy mode, just to make sure I can beat in time.
Yeah, and like I said, to me, accessibility is the big thing here. They're making a game that, unfortunately, maybe not at the fault of their own, are appealing to one set of players. And it's the players that know from software games and will buy their games knowing that they're going to have a difficult time, which is what they consider fun. And that's fine. But when it comes to sales-wise, sure, Souls games sell very well. Sekiro has been selling incredibly well. But it's also one of those things where I think once people start to catch on that if a game is made by From Software, they're already going to know that it's going to be a hard game. Even if they come out, whatever their next game is, say that their next game is going to be a new Armored game.
Yeah.
They've talked about wanting to do Armored for a long time.
Oh my god, that would be hot.
Yes. People
I'm a little aroused.
Armored Core, I remember that. That was freaking PlayStation 1 era. You know, that's a long, storied franchise. And then they see From Software's name on it and be like, oh shit, maybe not.
Armored Souls will be what everyone calls it.
Exactly.
It'll be the next Crash Bandicoot of gaming.
And it's going to completely turn off a lot of people. Because that studio is now known for making these super difficult games. And sure, the fans are going to love it, but I feel like in the long run, unless they do something to make their games accessible to a wider audience of players, it is going to hurt them.
Yeah, because eventually the people that enjoy it will eventually get bored of it, and then they'll lose their market.
Yeah, because they were a niche developer for a long time, and that's where they worked. But now they're getting like I don't even say now.
Demon Souls,
they've been around forever now.
Yeah,
and
Demon Souls is what put them on the map.
Yeah.
Like, not on the map. I mean, they've been doing. They did obviously the Armored Core franchise. They did JRPGs for a long time. They did Enchanted.
Well, it brought them to the mainstream market, should we say?
Yeah, closer. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been around since '94. They've been making games for a long time.
Nice.
It's like a billion.
Yeah, and obviously Demon Souls is what got everybody talking. It's like, here's this type of game where it's super hardcore. Nobody knows what the hell's going on in it. You die, you start all the way from the beginning. What the fuck is going on? But to me, like, what the reason I wanted Sekiro was because of the setting. You know, the samurais and shit. I was like, oh shit, this kind of looks like Tenchu now too. And then I got into it, and now, in my opinion, it's my least liked From Software game. Not because it's bad, it's still a good game, but it's because I can't do it anymore. I can't take the time. I don't have the energy or the patience to do this. I'm sick and tired of fighting the same boss 17 times just to get one of his 3 health bars down.
Wait, are we talking about Sekiro or Dokkan Battle right here?
No, Dokkan Battle I'm fine with. But to me, like, I can't do it anymore. Like, I stopped playing because I don't have the, like, the reward for what I had with the Souls games when I defeated a boss that was so hard. You know, it took me like a whole day to kill this boss, and I felt this huge gratification. I was like, fuck yeah. And this game, when I did it, I was like, okay, on to the next guy that's going to piss me off.
I hate to say it, but it's like a drug. I know this will sound weird to some people, but the first few hits of a drug will always give you the best high because your body's not used to it. But if they keep using the same formula over and over again, you get sort of used to the feeling, and therefore it just becomes too regular for you. The same thing with sugar, actually. Sugar does the same thing. Sugar will give you a high, really high, but once you've had that, you'll start wanting more and more to actually get the same effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sad because I love their games, but I feel like so many people can't experience their games. And I don't think that's fair to a lot of those people. Like, I understand if your market is just that, what it is right now, and that's all you care about, then fine, do what you're doing. If you can sustain yourself as a company by doing that, please go ahead and do it.
Well, I wouldn't say they can, because the fact that they had to go to Activision for it.
But if you're yourself, like the head of the studio, saying that he wants to make his games more accessible, that has to tell you that they have to do something different. Sekiro, in my opinion, is the least accessible of all the Souls games, or any games that they've done, including Bloodborne. I think Bloodborne is the most accessible that they've done.
And it's the best one they've done.
In my opinion, it is, yes.
It's set in Scarborough.
And I think Sekiro is the least accessible. You go into Sekiro, you're like, oh, okay, I can attack them. No, you can't. Sekiro is about deflecting attacks. If that was the thing you sucked at in the Dark Souls games and Bloodborne, you're not even going to get past the first 3 enemies that you fight. Because that is what that game relies on, is deflection. That's its main thing. And if you can't do that, you're going to suffer. And yeah, like I feel like it needs to have some sort of an accessible mode. Like Tim said, turn off trophies. You know, that's one thing, but a lot of people don't care about trophies. To me, it's more about pretty much essentially letting you enjoy the game the way it is, but not getting killed in 1 or 2 hits. Instead of 1 or 2 hits, let me get killed in 5 or 6 hits.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Just give you an increased health pool.
Keep the game exactly the same, but just don't let dudes kill me in 2 hits every time I fight them. So yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things that they can do to help people have fun with these games. Because I do want to finish Sekiro. I do want to go through it and enjoy it, but at this point I can't. Like, nothing about it right now is making me happy.
No, I understand.
I feel miserable the entire time.
I also stand the other side of the fact that, yes, it would not a huge amount affect the game development, but there will be some effects. It would affect the game development a little bit, just because they would have to scale everything based on different HP values based on easy or hard mode. That wouldn't take long.
Doing it. Yeah. Every studio has been doing it with all their games. They have multiple difficulty settings. They have to go through that same process. So why can't From Software go through that process?
Because supposedly it's harder for them, I guess. Their difficulty settings are hard on hard mode. Huh?
Well, you know, they told me Super Battle Roads wasn't the hardest beat 'em up, and yet it still is. So, I'm sorry, but games have been hard for a long time. There have been a lot of hard games back in the day.
Look, I still sit and cry when I play Sonic 3. I get to Casino Night Zone, and then I see the barrel, and then I sit and cry in the shower as I remember all those years.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. You play like Ghosts and Goblins, you beat the game, and you're super happy because you finally did it, and then you realize you didn't beat the game. You have to beat it a second time to get the ending.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, let me kill myself right now because I can't do it again.
I remember you didn't have save files back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, games back then lasted like half an hour.
Yeah, people complain about how long
stuff. It had to be hard.
People complain about how long games are nowadays.
Yeah, but back then the games were so hard that they lasted like 10 hours. But yeah, to me, I think at this day and age, you kind of have to consider more than your hardcore audience when you make games.
Especially with the cost of games going up.
It's going to cost them. Like, they can probably sustain it now, but in the long run...
Well, even then, they can't really sustain it now because... Well, but yeah, I'm just talking about games in general. The $60 price tag is not really sustainable. That's why there's so many DLCs and microtransactions to make the money up the money.
Yeah.
Even
if you look at it now, like, because of them, they've spawned so many games that play just like The Surge is one of them.
We've got Ghost of Tsushima coming out.
I don't know how much that's going to be like a Souls game. I doubt it, but you know, you have Neo, which is as difficult as that, maybe not as difficult.
No, I would say no.
No, it was not as difficult, but it's fun. And then you got Neo 2 coming out.
But it has those same types of mechanics.
Yeah.
So obviously,
and I would say that's a good example of accessibility without degrading quality.
I would agree.
And Neo, I absolutely love Neo. I gave it, I think, like a 9.5.
Yeah, you did.
I absolutely loved that game because it was accessible. Like, it was hard, but it was doable because there's so many different ways you can get through everything.
And Lords of the Fallen is another good example.
Yes, Lords of the
By the
Fallen
way,
also very accessible.
By the way,
that game had some flaws, but
I remember
still...
playing that at an event. That was fun.
Lords of the Fallen?
Yeah. Yeah, I got to play it at an event.
It had its flaws, but it was quite good.
But now you look at it, and outside of all these games that have been inspired by Dark Souls, honestly, Neo is the only one that was successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, I wouldn't call it...
failed. The studio's gone now. The Surge, we're getting the Surge too, yes, but it wasn't exactly the biggest seller for them.
But remember, if you...
small studio.
By the way, if you do want to try the Surge, remember it's free on PS Plus right now.
It is.
Yes,
go check it out.
It's probably a lot better than when I had to play it and review it, because that game had some serious problems.
By the way, when I say PS Plus, I'm talking about April 2019, for those that are listeners in the future.
Yes.
And go, oh no, it's not. It's Call of Duty 7 and...
No, Call of Duty I.
Was that like the Power Rangers versions? Call of Duty I.
That was an alpha joke. Well done.
But yeah, so now when I look at From Software, like, they own the Tenchu license, right?
Oh my
they
God.
they have members that worked on the Tenchu franchise. From Software as a company didn't make a Tenchu game, but they have a lot of members that worked on the Tenchu franchise. Like, now that I sit here and think about it, if they do make a Tenchu game, a new one, which is something I've wanted for a very long time, I don't know if I will buy it, because I don't want it to be a From Software game. And it's going to hurt me. Like, they talk about how you can do stealth shit and Sekiro, and you can.
Yeah.
But
it's
it's very difficult and almost damn near impossible to not be seen. And like, you might stealth kill one guy, but the other 4 are just gonna wreck your shit.
Look, I played One Piece game recently. Don't talk about bad stealth to me. Look, that One Piece game, that stealth was just like, you'd be on a different building and they'll be behind a wall and they'll notice you and they'll run off the building killing themselves because they're melee ranged and they don't realize that you're on another building. They just run towards you and die.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. They're like, oh shit, I saw you run, fall off the cliff. Good for you. Special soldiers.
I am 100% for having an easy difficulty mode for their games, because I feel people should be able to experience their games and not have to go into straight depression playing their games.
Right, because Sekiro is fun. Once it works, it's really fun. But man, there's such a wall you have to climb.
Yep.
But you know what? I really hope we get some people complain about our podcast this week, so that way, if you do have a different opinion than us about this topic, maybe contact us and tell us why we're the wrongs and why we should get the goods.
We should get the goods.
I wish I could get Tim's goods.
All you have to do is come to Minnesota, man.
Yay!
And then, so will I.
Ah, I get it.
Yeah.
And I brought it back to Devil May Cry.
Oh boy.
Sticky goods.
Yeah, I mean, listen. You want to talk about Devil May Cry? Devil May Cry 3 was a hard ass fucking game.
But it was so fucking good
that they had to release a special edition that made it easier.
Yeah.
So more people can enjoy it. Do the same thing. Give me Sekiro Die Once.
Oh my god, what a name. Yes.
And just make it an easy version. I don't care.
That name just changed my life.
I'll just call it...
Capcom realized their mistake.
Why not just call it Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, but you don't?
Only Shadows Die Twice.
Shadow the Hedgehog dies twice, but you don't.
Oh my god, Shadow the Hedgehog, don't.
The edge is real.
Or Lighter Souls, the trilogy.
Dank Souls.
Uncomfortably moist souls.
Lewdborn.
What?
Lewdborn.
Lewdborn? Is this like Leisure Suit Larry version or what?
It is in my head now.
A Leisure Suit Larry that takes place in the Dark Souls universe?
Dude, you would die so often.
I know. But instead of enemies killing you, you're dying from peace.
Oh my god. Are you die from really awful jokes? Like every time you hear one, you just smash your head and your head caves in.
Oh.
You roll your eyes back.
Aren't they making, by the way, off topic, but aren't they making a new Larry Shoot Larry?
Yes, they are.
On a console near you sometime in the future, maybe, or already out by the time you listen to this, I don't know. Starring
Gary.
Yay.
Jealousy.
Can I be DLC?
Yes, man.
Downloadable chilies.
I would, oh my god, I would buy that. I don't buy DLC, but I would buy that.
No, it should be free DLC. Nobody deserves to pay money for that.
Oh, shush.
Be part of the season pass where you get a Tim, Gary, and a chili.
Oh my god. I mean, the last two would be pretty good.
Anywho.
I guess we should go back to Sekiro's.
Shakira? Singles die twice?
Whenever, wherever, baby.
We're meant to die.
But yeah, no, good topic. I enjoyed talking about that. It was good.
Too long didn't read. We like difficulty, but we like accessibility more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make sure that we can enjoy our games.
Yeah, they can still be hard, just not to the point where I don't want to play games anymore.
Yeah. Sometimes harder isn't better.
Yes, and the argument of get good is a bullshit argument because you probably suck at fucking platformers. So don't even get me started about getting good.
Come play Fantasy 14, but get on my level.
Get on Ben's level.
But it's like those.
I fucking hate that. I hate that argument. So just get good. It's like, you know what? Why don't you go play a different genre game and see how good you are?
No, I'm already good in this one.
Yes. I'm the best at this game.
Let's talk about something positive, Ben.
Well, that was going to be the end of the podcast, but okay, what do you want to talk about that's positive?
That was like a half-hour podcast. What are you talking about?
No, it's 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be 57 now.
That's good. Well, you know, we still have some rambling to do beforehand, but yeah, that was our main topic of the cast.
I just wanted to bring up that Alice is actively discussing releasing Persona 3 and 4 on PS4.
Yay! Persona 4. I'll buy that.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with Persona 3 because I don't really have a good access to it.
True, I never played 3, but I never played 3, but I liked 4 was my first one. In fact, I started with Golden, so. There's also talks of like a Persona 5 sequel, but not sequel, isn't there?
Well, they announced Persona 5 Royal.
That's it.
Which apparently stars a female protagonist.
Who hates...
But they don't know if it's just the same story, but with the female lead.
Well, she hates Jokers. She hates the group. Yeah, the group from 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she dislikes the Thieves Guild. So.
Nice.
And she's a year younger than everyone else, from what I can tell. So.
Well, we should find out.
Buy it again.
We should find out more on April 26th, where they say information will be revealed on April 26th, which I think that's when they're also going to announce it for the Switch as well.
I hope so.
Coming to Switch. Best Buy kind of already leaked that by putting it as a listing on their website.
I want to say Nintendo leaked that by having the in the fucking Smash Brothers.
Yeah, Joker is coming to Smash Bros.
There's a male and female Joker as well, so.
Oh.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if the female was just a...
God damn it.
Well, no, I just think the female was just a placeholder for whoever the name for the... the Persona 5 character.
Yeah.
That's my theory. Because chances are Nintendo added the files before they even had the names, and so that people didn't leak... So they didn't leak the names of the protagonists, they probably just said, okay, call it female Joker for now. Because I know that people will data mine the stuff as soon as it gets released.
Yeah. But hey, yeah. I'll be excited for people if they get to play those games. 3, I thoroughly enjoyed 3 and 4. But I would much rather get 2, because 2 is the best.
No, I've never played them, but where's our new Shinra Tensei thingy majig that you announced years ago, Atlas?
That is supposed to be coming on the Switch. Soon.
Yeah, they announced it years ago on the Switch when the Switch launched.
Well, they said that game is just going into production now, so...
Wow.
Not now, like when they announce it, so I'm not surprised we haven't seen anything.
Man, it just sucks that you're gonna get Shinra. You're gonna get Persona before.
Well, Persona's already done. Like they just have to take what's already done.
But it feels a bit like a slap to the face. Yeah, for fans of the other series.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Shin Megami Tensei series is still around. They just get a lot of 3DS games.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the big coming back to consoles game. So.
Still, Persona 5 is good news. Persona is always good news. And I can't wait for more Persona.
And it's funny because Persona was the spin-off of that.
Insert jazzy music here. Do-do-do-do-do.
And going back to high school, I guess I don't.
Yeah. Hey, look, I had to live most of mine being bullied, so it's nice to do it the opposite way around.
Ben.
Oh my god.
I will beat the shit out of everybody who bullies you. Just give their names.
They'll never see it coming.
They won't see it coming. Not in a sexual way.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest though, the first thing I did was date my teacher in Persona 5. I don't know if you guys dated the teacher in Persona 5, but I did.
I dated my doctor.
That's illegal here?
Look, it was between the doctor or the teacher though. But I went with the teacher. So.
His best bay.
Yeah.
Jeez, those are weirdo creepers, man.
Look, who did you date then?
Nobody, because I never got that far because I got.
Wow. Was the game too hard for you? Get good.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Gary, to your credit, Gary, I had to play that game 3 times to almost get to the end.
Yeah.
For the same reason.
Yeah, so I just got bored with it. I'm sorry. Like I got tired of having to do special activities. All I wanted to do was play a goddamn JRPG, get a story, go through dungeons, have fun with my party. But no, I have to go to school. I have to do this activity. I have to get this stat up.
It has some strong highs, but it has some deep lows too.
It really does. It has that. I love the game, but it really does have those low periods. Mm-hmm. Just like this
Those
podcast.
low periods last a long time, especially after you finish a dungeon. You gotta wait for the next one.
Yep.
Stupid. Sorry, but after they went to the school and the school system and getting an education in 3, I really lost interest in Persona franchise after that. Quite honestly, because 2 had such a.
But that was like
story.
3, wasn't it?
Yeah, like I said, when they went to 3, with 3 is when they changed it up and did it that way.
But did you just say that you liked 3 though?
That was his last one he liked though. I think he's like, okay, I had it once, but I don't want it a bajillion more times.
Yeah, I finished 3 and I enjoyed. I enjoyed the story in 4. Not so much the party. I don't think the party was that incredible. But 5, yeah, 5. I just couldn't get into it. Unfortunately, maybe if I buy it on the Switch, I'll be more into it. But right now,
Persona 5 Royale with cheese.
Sure. I enjoy my darker Shin Megami Tensei games. Which, if you want to play a good game, why don't you go play Shin Megami Tensei Nocturnal and tell me how good you are? When the first fight you get into is like the final boss fight in every other RPG.
By the way, I guess while we're talking about RPGs, it looks like Yoshi P, aka the producer of Final Fantasy 14, will be working on a new title, or at least be helping. Will be in charge of a division that's making a new title. So maybe Final Fantasy 16s
or Final Fantasy 14 mobile.
Nah. Well, no, they've been working on 11 mobile for about 4 years. So give it another 10 years.
Why would they do that to him? Like, he looks like the most stressed out person I've ever seen when I saw him on stage. Why would they give him another game? Like, he has hard enough time working on the one MMO.
2.
Now you want him to work 2 MMOs. Oh my god, it's even worse.
Yeah, he's in charge of
2 MMOs and this.
Yeah. Because remember, he's in charge. He doesn't work on 11, but he has a seat in the director's chair, so people go to him with questions and stuff.
I hope he's working on a visual novel then. Otherwise, he's gonna go insane.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because he said he doesn't want to step up.
I hope he I would be happy if he was 16, but for his mentality and his mental state, I hope he's not.
If he's working on 16, I'm happy because it means it's going to be fantasy based. Because he said he's sick of Final Fantasy games being very technical based, technology based. So he wants to make a more of a proper fantasy game,
an accessible fantasy game.
Yeah,
it has been a fantasy game.
No, just the amount of hardware it takes to.
Yeah.
I think 15 brought it back to the more.
Yeah, but you still had the cars. You still had. He's talking like 9, based on like the crystals and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. 9 was fantasy, 10 was fantasy, 12 was fantasy.
Well, 12 was sci-fi fantasy.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't call 12 pure fantasy based because of all the sci-fi. It's Star Wars. Come on.
Star Wars?
It was Final Fantasy Star Wars.
I would say it's more fantasy than sci-fi. The only sci-fi you got out of it was guns and airships. But then again, Final Fantasy had airships, so...
Yeah.
Guns, really. That's all it was. And maybe the clothing that they was more...
Anyway, Yoshi P may be making Final Fantasy 16. Persona 5 might be coming to the Switch. And we've just pissed off everyone because we want easy mode in Shakura's whenever...
Sekiro. God damn it, man.
Shadow She-Wolves. Waka Waka, it's for Yarman. I don't know. So, have you got any shout-outs, Gary? And how can they contact you?
Shout-outs to you guys. Shout-outs to Fonzie, Miss You, Chris, Klaus, everybody who joins us on the podcast. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can reach me at Gagaush, at GAGLAUSH, on Twitter and almost everything else.
Okay. Tim.
Are we doing Metacritic again?
No, because we're going to end it now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Tim, are you here? You sexy beast.
You guys, of course. Friends and fans, family, all of you are great. Fonzie, Chris, we love you. Like forever. In a day. And then forever again.
Isn't Fonzie going to be back on soon?
The 21st, if I remember correctly.
Nice. Oh. How can I contact you, Tim?
What?
What? Tim. Sexy Beast, no. Welcome back.
He's cutting out again.
You can. Well, do you let him? Hello? Is it me?
Is it working now?
Welcome back.
Yeah, I can hear you. He can hear us. Go ahead and give us your shout-outs.
My shout-outs to Maelstrom Radio, which is streaming right now. Twitch.tv. They're playing Borderlands on Twitch.tv/Maelstrom Radio. Shout out to She Heals I Tank, who I'll be on next Friday at Twitch.tv/She Heals I Tank. I'll be making a guest appearance. Shout out to Phoenix Down Radio. Shout out to Alfonso and Chris. I miss you, Chris, and I miss you, Alfonso. You both. I just miss you. For those that are in England, I have my tickets for KupoCon. I have applied for a table at KupoCon in September. So if you're going down to KupoCon, I might have a table with free stuff to give away. I currently have some bumper stickers to give away. I'm going to be ordering badges. I'm going to be ordering coasters. I'm going to be ordering all different things to give away on that day. So if you want a chance to win free merchandise, because I won't be charging anything for this merchandise, even though it's costing me an arm and a leg, please look forward to it for free stuff. Also, please look forward to KupoCon, I guess, as well. So, you can contact me at mgr_chili. Do we even... 1 second, Gary, if you can ramble for a second.
Sure. Go and play Division 2, because it's awesome, and it's the best games for service game that's come out in a very long time, or maybe ever. Just go play that. And enjoy WrestleMania, which is today.
Oh, I wanted to do wrestling podcast.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh. Okay, thank you for rambling. Also, make sure you go follow Tim, aka the Sexy Beast, at Tim Borelli, which is TIMBERELLI. Also, make sure you send your hate messages to me, because I want all the tasty, tasty hate. So send it to me. So until possibly next week, there might be another break next week. If not, we'll try not to. But the anime podcast will be taking a break for at least 2 weeks. So anime podcast, see you guys in 3 weeks. For the normal podcast, possibly see you next week. After next week, we should hopefully be back on schedule for every week. Sorry everyone for the delay in shows, but yeah, I needed a break last week. I was feeling like crap. So till next week, possibly. We need an easy mode right now. Go ahead. Also, my hips don't lie.